Hello, hello, and welcome, my Gemini collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Welcome to your Truth About Your Twin Flame read for June 2020. Doing things a little differently this series this time around. I'm your reader, Mark Angelo, Lyons, Mal for short, professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Join the Circle Productions. I'm really happy to be reading you today. I really did not want to do these twin flame reads. I was like, twin flame, the planet's on fire, right? But I had a nice chat with my guides. They gave me this spread. It's not a radical spread necessarily, but the interpretation is. And I think as an air sign, the first air sign of the series, obviously you're my third reading in, I think you'll get a kick out of this, depending on what cards hit the table, of course. That being said, if you are new to my channel, please do consider liking the video, subscribing to my channel, hitting the notification bell. I do try and put out content every day, but honestly, I burn out. I'm going to be 52. I know I don't look it. Isn't that amazing? So do hit the notification bell if so interested, and feel free to comment in the comment section below. All of those things help other people find the videos and the work that I do. Cool. So if you want to help, easy ways to do it. That being said, the guides, my pantheon, said that these are called Truth About Twin Flame reads, right? So we're going to read you for filth. We're going to read your twin flame relationship for filth, but to really get clarity on what it is a twin flame is. A twin flame and a soulmate are not the same thing. The only thing they have in common is that they are soul contracts, pre-incarnational agreements written into the lives before you even incarnate into them. So they kind of have nothing to do with your soul, but it's that the soul can grow through them, sort of like going to the gym or an obstacle course or something, or going to college, right? Like this schoolroom earth, right? So on a soul level, right? So the thing is that your twin flames are transformers. They're the ones that transform you, and you have more than one, and they're not all sexual or romantic. My father was one of my twin flame, my first twin flame relationship, if you will, was my father. No longer in the physical body, but believe me, it was a transforming relationship. Tricky, transformative for sure, traumatic. We could never give each other the love that we really wanted from each other, but that did not mean we didn't love each other. I loved my father dearly. He loved me dearly. He loves his sons in a way that wasn't healthy. He loved us so much. But that was part of the soul contract that we came in, that I was going to be gay, and he was never going to really, even unto his deathbed, ever be able to really accept that and accept me in that way. So I had to learn how to do it myself. That's why they're transformers. They teach you how to love yourself. And what you want is the soulmate contract. And you got hundreds of those too over a lifetime. But the ones, if you're wanting the sexual, romantic, satisfying soulmate contract, I'll be doing those reads later this month. But you need a crap ton of twin flames to turn you into the soulmate, so that you can be the soulmate that you were meant to be. That's also written just like the twin flames are, because they're soul contracts. So I'll get to these cards in a minute, just so that you know. I know I'm dealing with an air sign. I want to give you the deets, right? Give you the info here. This reading really addresses three questions. Number one, how does this twin flame contract transform me? How does it? How is it transforming me? Depending on where you are in it, obviously. Two, how can I work with it? Like, how can I work it? How, if this is what this is it's teaching me how to love myself, teaching me how to heal myself, well, then let's play the game. If this is how the contract is how can I work with it? And there are cards that will show that. But the third one, I think, is the one that you're really here for, though you may not know it. How is this twin flame contract making me a better soulmate? Because that's what you're going to walk away with. Just like putting something in the oven. You put dough and batter in an oven. You pull out cake. Well, honey, we're going to make some soul cake. I mean, I know it's a thing, a soul cake. Metaphor. We cool? We good? We're going to look at this like a contract. It is a contract. No divine masculine, divine feminine this time. You will be on this side, my Geminis. The twin will be on this side. This way we can really just kind of stick with that. You don't have to figure out which side of the table of the contract you're on. And just remember to breathe. Oh, and remember, this is a general read. It's only 13 cards. Please check your other signs. I know that's a lot of exposition, but it is a new spread. Let's do this. Breathe. Are we ready? Yeah, we're ready. All right. My collective pantheons of angels, goddesses, gods, masters, and the higher selves of all involved, please, what is the dominant archetype? We're starting with the Caroline Myss archetype deck. All the decks that I read are in the description box all the way at the bottom. Please, my collective pantheons, what is the dominant archetype in this Gemini collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs that they are alchemizing, that they are learning to heal, that they are learning to love within themselves in this twin flame contract for, well, timeless, but pretty much June 2020. Please, my pantheons, I hear you. Right in the center of the deck, give me that card. Here is their archetype for June 2020. The lover archetype. Ding, 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 ding. Now, I would say just right off the bat, that's probably romantic, although it's not the sum total of the archetype. Obviously, all archetypes are shadow and light. I have the lover archetype in spades, clubs, diamonds, and hearts. The shadow attribute, obsessive passion that harms others, self-destructive devotion. I mean, Miss Havisham in a wedding dress decades later, right? You know, it's like we know the shadow side, right? If you're like letting air out of somebody's tire, keying their car, you know, that's that crazy lover shadow side of things. The light attribute, though, so transcends romance. I love this one. Great passion and devotion. Unbridled appreciation for someone or something, and I do mean unbridled. It's like you can't rein that in with a true lover archetype. That's why the path of true love is so key to me. It's just part of what I came in to do in this life. And let the path transform me instead of me trying to dictate the path, because you can't, because we don't write it at this level. So fascinating archetype to start with for a twin flamer, but that could be really, really painful if you have an attachment to this person. And by the way, this doesn't have to be sexual or romantic. This could be a parent, right? Like I said, this could be anything. So what we're going to do is we're going to clarify you a little bit more. 3 of the Daughters of the Moon Tarot, basic timeline for where you are, past, present, future, right? Let's get a little bit more for you before we look at the twin. Breathe. Now, I do understand as a Gemini, you know, the twins and twin flame and all of that, there might be a little bit more of a highlight for that in your life, but I think that happens for all of us at certain points. Like if you're not walloped with your twin flame contracts early in life, they're going to hit eventually, right? So let's look at where you've been in this twin flame contract, where you are in this twin flame contract, and where you're going. Breathe. My goddesses, please, my divine yins, please, one card in clarity. We'll do a simple timeline, past, present, future, for this Gemini collective lover archetype, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Where have they been in this contract? Where are they now, please? Oh, that one, in this contract. And where are they headed in this contract? Very, very simple. Shall we? All right, well, you're coming from the place of the 5th house sign of Leo. Leo, the lion. Now, granted, if you have placements in Leo, or if there is somebody predominantly in your life that, even if they're not a Leo, they act like one. Like, I look like a Leo, but I'm a Virgo. I'm Leo rising, right? So when we get into court cards with their, well, what are you going to do? Like, get everybody's astrological chart? It's a little bit much to carry around with you in your mind, right? So instead, to look at where you're coming from, if you could personalize this, that in this twin flame relationship, very pleasurable, a lot of creativity, right? The 5th house stuff. Kitty cats, right? Could be very playful, but fixed fire. Now, this is Chantico, who takes the loaves that she has crafted and then puts them in an oven. Fixed fire, sustained heat, in order for something to transform and become something. So that really does speak to the creativity there. But, you know, that's the thing about tarot. Even if the artists, whether they intended or not, there's symbols everywhere in every tarot card. With that child here, too, yes, this is the mother of flames, right? So there is something gestating here as well. You may be a mother or have a touch of that mother in you, but they're saying, as they usually do, that the language of pregnancy and the language of creativity are the same. You conceive, you gestate, it grows within you, you labor, you give birth, right? whether that's an idea, a book, or a baby, right? So that process is there. So that's where you've been. Where are you now? Interesting. You go from one court card to another. The Gemini card, and this is your sign. So I'm going to say to you that well, particularly with the Lover card here right now, look at how this, the truth about the twin flame read. The twin flame is teaching you how to love yourself is one way to look at this. That's kind of sort of on the nose, smack you in the third eye, obvious. But as I tune to this even more, this is about self-expression. Now, of course, look to other Geminis in your life if that seems to be a play here. If you don't know who this twin flame is yet, granted we haven't identified them, then this can really be about where you are. That your relationship to yourself is really the key to this twin flame contract. But with the Lover there, greater passion and devotion to you, to your path, to your life. See what I'm saying? And to give that some expression in some way, shape, or form. Now, with this creativity, like the Leo into Gemini isn't that big of a stretch, because even if it's purely symbolic, not embodied in other human beings, other characters on the stage, as it were, it still goes from that place of creativity to expression. Where's she headed? Where are you headed? Sorry, I shouldn't gender you. Well, you're headed into the sun. So you got that going for you, right? You're going into happiness. Major Arcana card, that where you are in this twin flame, there will be wholeness and healing and light and clarity. And for any of the cells, the cell tissue that you have detoxed emotionally over these past few months, that know that every tear that was shed made room for this light to come in, that we often have to hollow out in situations like we've been on and still are in on planet Earth, actually do allow for more of that healing, that light, that positivity. That word annoys me, positivity. Not that there's anything wrong with it, it's just how it gets used. That there's a real light, healing, divine thing here. Because people forget, Major Arcana involves spirit. It involves the divine. It's not just something going on. It's a place you walk through. It's a symbolic stage of a journey. Pretty cool. Let's talk about the twin, because that's really lovely. I love where you are, particularly with the Gemini card as where you, like the present moment. Breathe. Let's get this twin's energy, shall we? My collective pantheons of angels, gods, goddesses, masters, and the higher selves of all involved, please, one card in clarity. Who's the twin in this Gemini collective? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, sign, twin flame contract for June 2020 or timeless. Who is the twin to this Gemini Lover archetype that we're looking at in this contract? And this card likes coming up. Didn't this just come up? This came up in the Aries read. The Martyr. Now look, you see how many cards those are. And I start shuffling these as the video starts. Like, I hit the record button, I come sit down, I pick up these cards, and I start shuffling, because I know the chances of these things repeating are so slim to none. But when they show up, I'm only doing so many readings, right? The Martyr archetype, one that nobody wants, and yet it is a divine family archetype, the likes of which has such power. By the way, the Lover archetype is the masculine family of archetype, which they're just reminding me, does absolutely inform this Gemini card in terms of it being masculine, yang, external expression. But here we've got a divine family archetype, the Martyr, and everybody loathes the shadow side of it, addiction to self-pity. Who wants to be addicted to self-pity, and who wants to be around somebody who is? In other words, they gotta feed off you, right? Because you've got their pity fix they need. The light attribute, learning the transcendent nature of service to oneself or a cause. And that's why here, if you can see, the Martyr is flying through the air with roses around, like the transcendent nature of service to oneself or a cause. So a lover and a martyr, I mean, again, sounds like a romantic story we've heard before and probably have hundreds of times. How many people are in that relationship? But there's just nothing here right now screaming that this is in particular only romantic sexual. So we're going to keep that open. And one of the ways we're going to do that is to keep going with the Mythic Tarot. Same thing for the twin, past, present, future, simple timeline. Let's see. Breathe. My gods, I felt that. Please. My gods, please. 3 cards, simple timeline, past, present, future, for this martyr archetype in this Gemini collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign twin flame contract for June 2020, or timeless whenever they are supposed to see it, please. Please, my gods, show me where this martyr has been in this twin flame contract. Show me where they are now. Ooh, I felt you in this twin flame contract. And where are they headed in this twin flame contract? I can't wait. All right, well, we've got the 6 of Swords. It drives me nuts when people say journey by water. It's like, that would be a water card, not an air card. I'm such a Virgo. Definitely about moving forward from more turbulent waters into still. I often see this as the emotional journey that sometimes a good cry can give, right? But it's that harmony of balancing things out, that heart chakra, the sphere from the Tree of Life, the Kabbalistic Tree of Life, harmony, Tiferet, right, balance, feels very, very much that, but yet it is an air card. So it is a mental journey, it is a mental process, therapy, right, meditation, anything, I guess even to an extent, hypnosis, things like that, anything using the mind therapeutically. One would think if you're going from troubled waters to still waters, it's therapeutic. So there's that in the background there. In terms of the past of this martyr. So, this might be that, that in this contract there has been some growth, some moving forward, some learning, and some healing. Where are they now? The King of Wands, which is the Aries card. Now, I am going to say, because this just hit me, it's more clairvoyant than clairaudient. Clairaudient than clairvoyant. There are a lot of people involved in this relationship, aren't there? It feels there's a tribal dynamic. I mean, not just because this is the 3rd court card on the table. Like I said, a lot of times court cards don't necessarily have to represent people. They can represent zodiacal energies within your own life, archetypes in that level. More like things and places than people. But the thing about this King of Wands, it is Aries energy. It is about an initiation, and it does feel like that there's a dominant influence here, either that is this martyr archetype. In other words, they're being Aries-ish. That's a nice way of saying it, kind of neutral way of saying it. Perhaps a bit headstrong, perhaps a bit impulsive, but also in terms of the creativity here, like we've got seen with the Leo card for you, Gemini, that there might be something very initiatory here, something that's starting up in a way that might be very exciting, although impulsive is the feeling I get from that, which would come after perhaps the clarity of a mental sort of healing journey, right? To all of a sudden, okay, here's my new beginning, we're starting this again. But be careful with a martyr that you keep your nostrils clear for that scent of self-pity in the air, because it's one thing when people are, because I mean it's part of our colloquial humor nowadays to be self-effacing and stuff like that. There's a difference. Pay attention. What are you feeling when they're saying and what you're feeling don't match? Pay attention. What's going on? Where are they headed? Excellent. 9 of Pentacles. So this is somebody who will have their own. Whatever journey that they have been through. And by the way, who doesn't go through 6 of Swords journeys? Please, at least once a week. Right? At least some kind of lesson that you're learning that you're moving through emotionally. If you're current, one would think current with what's going on in your life and in the world, then this is somebody who really does achieve that 9 of Pentacles, stability, stature, security, solidity, but on their own, like definitely not the 10, the 9, right? Has that. There's a feeling not just self-esteem, because self-esteem is a psychological thing at the end of the day, what you think and how you feel, and to choose to estimate yourself. This feels a lot more visceral than that. This feels strong. independent, but not necessarily toxically independent. So I kind of like this. Feels like we might have a light martyr here, and that's the thing, we're so used to identifying the martyr through the shadow that we don't really even know what the light side of the martyr is, and yet look what Gandhi got away with. Look at the classic spiritual, it's a divine family archetype. So with the lover and the martyr, these two could really help transform the world in a cause together, but in terms of their relationship, I don't know. And really only one major arcana card on the table. So we are going to keep going. That's it for tarot, though. However, don't worry. That's only 8. We're going to look. We are going to work with the Chuck Spezzano Love Pack. A very, very rare deck, apparently. It was out in the 90s. I grabbed one when I worked at Borders Books and Music. That's how long ago that was. Divided the pack into the suit of problems, half the deck. The other half of the deck is the suit of luck, healing, and grace. I am going to get one of each. What's the problem, and what is the luck, healing, or grace to balance that? Because that's really like, how can I work with it? That's how we answer. So how can I work with this, right? What's the problem, and what have I got to kind of like balance that out, luck, healing, or grace wise? You with me? So let's get the problem first. What's the problem? Breathe. To this we turn to the Ascended Masters of Twin Flame Contracts. Hi guys! My Ascended Masters of Twin Flame Contracts, please, what's the problem here in this Aries Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign Twin Flame Contract, June 2020, or Timeless, with this Aries Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign Lover archetype and this Martyr twin that they are dealing with? Please, one card. What's the problem? Oh no. Oh no. Are we looking at a control issue? Oh no. Not with a Gemini. Good luck. It's like trying to chain hair. Well, it's true. Even if they're into that sort of thing, still they can change their mind on a dime. Oh dear, 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 dear. Well, I think that speaks for itself. I mean, whether we're talking about control dramas of all shapes and sizes, but I do, I always do when a card like that comes up, I do recommend the book The Celestine Prophecy. James Redfield. Look at the 4 control dramas, right? The Intimidator, the Interrogator, the Aloof, and the Poor Me. I tend to attract aloofs, which is weird. Well, because I ask questions. I'm an interrogator. So there's a way of attracting that to help you heal that. But whatever the control issues are there, it feels like you're both headed in a really good direction, both towards wholeness in different ways, right? But what is this element of control that's going on here? And again, nothing here screaming necessarily romantic sexual contract, but let's see. The healers here. All right, my Ascended Masters of Twin Flame Contracts. What is the piece of luck, the piece of grace, the piece of healing for this Gemini Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign Twin Flame Contract for June 2020 or Timeless? What you got for them? Letting go. Letting go. The healing card. The healing suit, I should say. Letting go. It looks like you're both going to be okay, and this one's coming to it. This one's wrapping up. I don't know if there'll be a cast party, but it feels like this one is wrapping up. That letting go. Now, you could go deeper into that. Letting go of who? Letting go of what? Letting go of this? Letting go of that? Who knows? But that's the process of a twin flame for you. You're supposed to complete your twin flame contracts. You're supposed to complete all of your soul contracts by surviving them. So all you have to do is survive them ultimately. Across the finish line, you completed the contract. By the way, there's some very good videos in the description box you might want to check out about all this twin flame soulmate stuff. Forgot to say that in the intro. But that was a Matt Kahn thing. I was like, oh, that's right. All we have to do is endure and survive them. And we're done. And we did them. And the next one will pop up sooner or later. But with that card, the healing card of letting go. And can that mean letting go of control? Sure, it can. But again, how do I make it work? How can I make this work? Like, what if this is a family member or someone that you're already married to and you can't so easily uncouple? All right. All sorts of ways of looking at that twin flamey stuff. So what we're going to do with the 3 cards we have left to hit the table, we are going to get you an angel card. The Healing with the Angels Oracle, so no matter who's watching this, the Gemini or the Cross Watcher, it's just that the Martyr card came up for Aries too. That's why I'm like seeing that, because I write them down to put them in the title. So let's see who your healing angel is, and then we'll get a whisper of love, a whisper from your higher self, and then we'll finish out with the healing mantra deck card. Breathe. My angels, please. Just one card in clarity for this Aries collective. Sorry, I did it again. Gemini collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign in this twin flame contract for June 2020 or timeless. Please, what is the healing angel that offers their help in healing for this twin flame contract? June 2020 or timeless. Body care. That there may very well be a lack of taking care of the body here, and they're giving me, I wouldn't say specifics, but that there is a lack of physical affection or physical attention, or call it what it is, sex, because of control issues. Let's move on. Sometimes they're just like right in the third eye. Here's what it is. I'm like, oh, let's ask your higher selves. We can get back to that if we need to. I'll feel it out. You know, we'll do the overview anyway. I'm going to pop up a picture and do the overview. Breathe. The higher selves of all involved, please. One card in clarity. A whisper of love from the higher self collective for this Aries collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign twin flame contract for June 2020 or timeless. Higher selves of all involved, I feel this lover really wanting to move on. That Gemini card, that sunshine shining and the letting go there, not necessarily on their side. That's for the entire contract. And this Martyr, having in maybe some ways already moved on, service to themselves, this 9 of Pentacles, that they're going to be okay physically. This is not somebody on the verge. But with that King of Wands now, that makes sense that they might be more in their own service to oneself. So please, the higher selves of all involved, a whisper of love for the Gemini collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign in this twin flame contract, June 2020 or timeless. Honesty is essential. To be a loving person, it is important that we speak truthfully and in a loving manner, both. This is easy to cut somebody's head off with truth. I'm extremely good at it. Ooh, if you met my family, you'd be like, oh, I see it's genetic. Yeah, even the ones that married in, it's genetic, oddly enough. Like attracts like. To speak truth in a loving manner. That's your way through. That's the high road. How is this twin flame making me a better soulmate? It's teaching you how to be honest and loving. Let's get your last card down. Woo. They were not kidding. I was like, because I really didn't want to do this series at all. I was like, oh, I'm so over twin flames. I'm single right now. I don't care. And they're like, these will be good. I'm like, okay. And they are. Well, guides, right? Breathe. Big lung bucket air breath again. My Ascended Masters of Twin Flame Contracts, thank you so much. What is the perfect healing mantra for this Gemini collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs in this Twin Flame contract for June 2020 or timeless? Doesn't matter who's watching it. The Gemini or the Cross Watcher would be the twin, one would suppose. So please, I guess it could flip around. It is Gemini. So please, what is the perfect healing mantra for them? It doesn't matter who's watching this. If they say it, they will heal. And they will come closer to what? Being a better soulmate. Not Twin Flame soulmate. Expressing free will. Because you know what? My choices determine how brightly I shine. Yeah. Gemini, this is all on you. It is a masculine family archetype. The Lover card. Don't believe me? Ask Caroline Mace. It's her cards. She categorizes them in because it is. It's that, even though there is a woman on the card, it is a masculine family archetype. It is that expression. It is that devotion. It is that self-expression. And you have the free will. My choices determine how brightly I shine. Expressing free will. That's really, really lovely. I'm going to read you from Ye Old Bookie Book, and then I'll pop up a picture and we'll see what else comes. Expressing free will. My choices determine how brightly I shine. When free will is expressed, the quality of your experience is based not on the actions of others, but on how wisely and lovingly each moment is viewed. In other words, just watch the movie and really, really step into that place, that free will. It's not about, well, if they do this, I can do that. That's the anticipation of the ego. How wisely and lovingly each moment can be viewed is where free will starts. It doesn't match the unconsciousness of others. It doesn't fight to match the unconsciousness of others or fight to have the final word. Instead, free will conveys the brightness of your soul through the sum of your words and actions, even when responding to those who aren't acting their best. This is about the communicating yourself with honesty, about doing it in a way that your conduct, what comes out of your mouth, what you say and what you do, is in alignment with the highest truth that you are aware of, and that takes prayer. Even if you know it intellectually, this is about incarnating. This is about being the soul, and making the free will choice to do that. Particularly through being honest. Someone's going to have to, I have a feeling if this is romantic, someone's going to say, one way or the other, I can't do this anymore. We're done. We're done. I'm letting you go. We need to. This mantra is ideal for overcoming feelings of disempowerment, fulfilling personal goals, and becoming more ambitious. Expressing free will. My choices determine how brightly I shine. Let's pop up the picture because this is pretty much a jigsaw puzzle put together. But it's nice to see it from the overview. Nice deep breath. Magic clap. Because we've got you as the Lover archetype, my Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, the shadow attribute, obsessive passion that harms others, self-destructive devotion. Is your devotion to someone destroying you? That one just popped out of nowhere. I've never even said that before with this card. The Lover, in its light attribute, though, great passion and devotion, unbridled appreciation of someone or something. And if that is in your heart, beating it's trying to break the chains that have been placed around it because of a twin flame contract, honey. I get it, because in the past that would make sense. With that Leo card, there is this fire, this creativity, this gestation of passion, right? Of love, unbridled passion and appreciation in your oven, just warming up in your own little oven, your own Gemini in your heart, so to speak, oven, and going into that Gemini card where you are right now in this contract is you are ready to express yourself. You may not believe you're ready to express yourself, but considering that Gemini is going to lead, that Gemini card, whatever that third house self-expression thing is going to lead you into the sun, into the clarity, into the freedom, into the happiness that is your natural state, not just, it's going to make you happy. It's going to allow the love that you are, that unbridled quality, blessing yourself and the whole world. You are dealing with the martyr archetype in this twin, someone who is addicted to self-pity, or perhaps learning the transcendent nature of service to oneself or a cause. Now, the reason why I'm going to say it's themselves, that if that's the light attribute here, which means you're dealing with somebody who is perhaps going through the throes of selfishness to higher selfishness, which is a good thing, obviously, higher selfishness. But we're coming from a place of the Six of Swords. There's definitely something that they have learned. There's definitely things that they have gotten perhaps in this crazy situation, predicament that planet Earth is going through right now, that they have been moving more from turbulent waters to still waters, seeing things a little bit more clearly, but as a result have gotten that with this King of Wands, they really need to be selfish right now, that they are learning the transcendent nature of service to themselves, if not as well a cause. And that is going to bring them into that Nine of Pentacles, security and stability. So if you're worried about this person hurting themselves, if you take off Gemini, I wouldn't worry about it. It looks like they're going to be okay. Because the problem here is a control issue, and sometimes people don't realize how subtle control. Well, I can't leave because if they leave, they'll hurt themselves. Well, is that true? Then there's a control issue there. If it's not communicated honestly, that's the thing. You can believe that, but if you say to someone, look, I'm afraid that if anything ever happened to me, you would hurt yourself, right? That's part of what we're looking at, this card of letting go. The healing is like, I'm afraid that if I ever had to let you go, you would hurt yourself. Well, then we're looking at that body care card, that the angels are saying there is something here that's not being taken care of physically. And if this is a romantic sexual thing where there's no more sex and there's only romance left, where it's more fraternal than erotic, you get to choose whether or not you want to stay with that because you have the lover archetype, where the martyr might hang in there forever. Because that's what they do. It's just like, no, I'll just be dry for the rest of my life for the kids. You know what I mean? Like, whatever. It's like, oh, fucking nightmare. So honesty is essential. To be a loving person, it is important that we speak truthfully and in a loving manner, because you're not responsible for other people's emotions at the end of the day, and what they do, we're only responsible for our own. So what is the mantra? My choices determine how brightly I shine, not my choices determine how brightly others shine, although certainly you can make very bright, shiny choices that uplift people, but you're not responsible for what the other person does ever, ever, ever. I mean, unless it's like literally your child. That, until they're 18, at least, you are legally responsible for. But in terms of your own liberation here, to stand in the sunshine and want to be free, right? And feel that love and that passion move through you. There's some letting go that has to do here, and some letting go of control. Just remember, it's not one great big huge grandiose thing you're looking at here, Gemini. You can break this into bits. My choices determine how brightly I shine, and that alone is a journey, a twin flame journey, but one that is making you a better mate to your own soul, preparing you for your soul mate. Well, that was just a gigantic U-Haul full of words, wasn't it? But that was a good reading. Like, I'm sorry that there's pain for anybody, but in terms of readings go, just from an air sign point of view. I mean, I do have Venus conjunct Mercury in Libra. Let's not be crazy about this. Third house, too. I love this read. So may the Gemini collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs be blessed with all that they need in their twin flame contracts for June 2020 or timeless. That they may heal, that they may grow, that they may become the mates of their own souls, that they may learn how to love themselves, that they may learn how to heal themselves, so that they can help others heal as well in their soulmate contracts. And that whoever the twin is here, that they be blessed, that they find their strength, their stability, that they heal them, that they devote themselves to their cause of their own spiritual awakening and ascension for the well-being of all. May they both be blessed. So mote it be. And so it is. Thank you for watching. Again, please do like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and may you be blessed with the very, very blessed of it all. Wishing you, as I always sign off, the very best and the very blessed in your twin flame contracts, but also the May of June 2020 or whenever you're watching this. Hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.